Здравствуйте, товарищи, and welcome back to our humble Soviet Republic, nestled deep, seemingly, in the middle of nowhere. Off in the distance, quaint Ashkakal is on the brink of bankruptcy. And folks, that makes me tremendously nervous. Yes, sure, we can always take a loan, but I would really rather not. That feels like accepting some form of defeat, which we might inevitably have to do as these numbers continue to trickle lower and lower. So, yes, a little concerned. Actually, wait, no, hold on. Scratch that. Tovarish, fear not. The government has the best interests of the nation in mind and at heart, and we will survive this ordeal. We shall overcome together as a united, glorious nation. Well, hopefully. All right, let's get to work here. I think the first order of business is going to be to adjust, first of all, how many clothes can actually be delivered to this warehouse, because I want to make sure we don't get in that situation where clothes that are produced are distributed internally first rather than exported first. We need to make sure that we're making money first and then fulfilling the needs of our people. I say that jokingly. The reality is that we don't need more than, say, 4 tons of clothes at a time here. So let's go ahead and bring this right down to, well, that's a little too small a number. Let's say 5%, sure, that should be okay. And let's also go ahead and make sure that we're not over importing, for example, electronics, because eventually that's going to bite us in the butt. So let's go ahead and bring this number down a bit. 5 tons of clothes, yeah, that's okay. 46 tons of food, that's actually also way too high. So why don't we go ahead and pretend to import mechanical components here, just in the interest of keeping some of the other numbers low as well. Sure, that feels a bit more reasonable. 20 tons of alcohol feels like a bit much, but about 25 tons of food, about 6 tons of clothes, and about 5.5 tons of electronics. Yeah, sure, that should be manageable. That should basically prevent our distribution offices from importing these resources way too prematurely, and as I was describing earlier, it should also prevent the distribution offices from taking the clothes over to that warehouse when they should instead be taken out to trade. And on the topic of taking them out to trade, I should also tell this distribution office over here not this one, sorry, this one? Yes, not to actually export clothes at Kurvarud, or for that matter, import fabric at Kurvarud either, but instead to go ahead and do all that down at Al-Balutakia. It'll be a much shorter distance from the customs office to our lovely warehouse here, and I think that'll work a bit faster. I was just wondering, my hesitation there was like, well, should I still import fabric from up there, because inevitably these vehicles will have to return to that distribution office, so I cannot wait to research the technology I need to get more distribution offices going. And yes, I believe that is in the party headquarters building, so I should definitely take a look at that sooner rather than later. But yes, fabric we shall load, clothes we shall unload. Let's also reorganize this a little bit so that the customs houses are higher up, just a bit more organized and easier to read. That should hopefully help us significantly. And beyond that as well, actually what I'm going to do is get this lovely little truck over to our road depot here, primarily to tell him to repeatedly just go from this warehouse to that warehouse, picking up clothes and dropping them off. I think that'll help sort of maintain a steady trickle of income, because the big truck is only going to come through if something happens, there's a backlog or something, and there's just a ton, not literally a ton, multiple tons, several tons of clothes over here, just because of how distribution offices work. So we should have a steady trickle of income alongside big chunks every once in a while if something goes wrong with this truck over here. And it is worth remembering, by the way, that I am taking it away from the distribution office that maintains a flow of alcohol to the neighborhood here. So we'll need to bring this truck back eventually, perhaps when we're out of this ever-growing, soon-to-be hole. With all that done, I think we're good to get time moving forward. Folks, if you've been enjoying this series, please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving your likes and comments down below. As always, they make a very big difference in letting me know what people are enjoying on the channel, lets me know what I should do more or less of, and lets me know how I should go about doing it. I do read through each and every comment, I take your feedback to heart, and I try to apply what I can when I can, and I try to respond to what I can when I can as well. On the topic of responding to things, I should respond to our developing situation by preventing the paid immigration that we've been using for so very long. Let's no longer get citizens, and I think the timing of this is actually probably quite good, because something you want to keep an eye out for is that stat over there, 21 plus without own flat. If you have too many citizens who are above the age of 21 but don't have their own place to live, you're going to end up in a situation where, well, they'll want to escape. And if I'm not mistaken, we are currently, yep, all topped up. So we're on the brink of having some of those 21 pluses without their own flats, because you can see we have 24% of our population in that 16 to 21 age demographic. So it's just a matter of time, and they'll be able to move into this building once it is done. So, yep, still investing some money for the bricks and boards and steel here, but not actually investing in the import, as it were, of immigrants, the paid import of immigrants, I suppose. But let's go ahead and, as we're looking at these buildings, make one more change, and that is to tell people from this building to specifically go to the bus stop. You can specifically tell people where to go and what percentage of people from a certain building should distribute themselves to a different building, whether that's from a housing complex to a bus stop, or from a destination bus stop to the various workplaces around it. You can customize all that stuff, and this should help us. This should help us basically get more people at this bus platform for pickup to be dropped off at the brick factory, and then subsequently the clothing factory as well. And actually, to that end, I think I would like to see which. Yeah, sure. View line details. I think I would very much like to reduce the number of people we're dropping off at the brick factory, because while that is making us money, yes, it won't make us nearly as much as clothing export. The other thing I would like to do is stop the import of coal. Let's go ahead and stop this for the time being, because while the costs are marginal, they do add up. Let's send these guys to the depot here. Let's send you to the depot here as well, buddy. And that should give us some relief. We got plenty of coal here, lots of bricks to be made. We'll eventually go ahead and shift things around. And on the topic of stopping imports, I think it's time to further our austerity measures, because I don't think we need to be importing water at the extent we have been doing for the last little while. And by sending these trucks back and forth between the customs house and the water loading and unloading station, we're actually causing some serious trouble. And I will explain what I mean in just a moment's time. I think I can get a couple more of these guys to stay up there. Go ahead and grab you. Yeah, you're actually a perfect example as well. All right, you're topped up. So you can see that this vehicle on its way back is carrying a full load of water. Why is that? Well, what's happening is he's going up to the customs house. He's going up to the trade point. He's picking up all the water he can pick up, and then he's heading over to the loading and unloading station, where the water tower, is saying, actually, I can't take any more water. So our good friend here is like, all right, well, my boss tells me I go here, drop water off if I can, and then I go here and pick water up if I can. So I guess I'll go back here to pick water up again. But these guys are like, hey, your tank's already full. We can't put more water in there. And so Buddy's like, well, my boss tells me I got to go back here. So he keeps dancing back and forth, not really moving any goods. So you might be wondering, well, hang on, Party, so it's not really costing you anything, is it? But it absolutely is, because we're slowly using up fuel. And as we use up fuel, inevitably these guys are going to be like, hey, I need a full tank of gas. So they're going to head down to here. They're going to drain the fuel from this gas station, and that's where the cost comes in. So this should help prevent some of that chip damage to our economy, is what I'm going to call it, as I slowly watch this number trickle ever downwards. But yes, I think this should help a little bit. The halt on coal imports should help as well. Overall, I think we're going to be moving in the right direction this session, because I'm also going to invest in additional industry, in the expansion of an existing industry, actually. But before I do that, I just want to check one thing really quickly over here. Yeah, this dump is almost topped up. So we're actually going to go ahead and, oh my goodness, incur an additional cost, unfortunately, because I think we have to. Yeah, let's go ahead and tell this technical office to stop unloading trash here and instead unload it at Alba Lutakia. We'll have to pay some money. I don't think it'll be a significant expense, but I think we need to do that before trash starts getting all backed up. The sewage is already a bit of a problem. We're going to watch health and happiness drop if pollution becomes a serious issue. So let's try and get ahead of that by, yes, telling you to drop, what is it, mixed waste at Alba Lutakia. Customs house. Yeah, I knew I had that right. But yeah, anyway, that should do the trick there. Eventually, we'll work on emptying this out. We'll get an incinerator or something, but for the time being, yes, we'll rely on exports to keep things from getting all backed up. This number, man. This number. All right, let's go ahead and make sure that you are actually assigned your tasks. You're going to go over here. You're going to load up on clothes. Then you're going to go over here, and you're going to unload all the clothes. And eventually, we're actually going to modify this, but it'll be some time yet before we need to do that, I think. Yeah. Yeah, for the time being, this should be all good. So let's go ahead and begin. That should help, again, bring a trickle of cash flow to us. And we'll obviously have to keep an eye on fabric imports. To which end, let's talk about this expansion I referenced. So, the fabric factory, in order to make fabrics, requires crops and chemicals. It also requires water and a sewage output, all well and good, but crops and chemicals are fairly easy and relatively cheap to import based on how much they actually get used. I mean, crops are super cheap. If I recall correctly, if we take a look at the prices on the global market, we'll see that crops are, yeah, extremely cheap to buy. Chemicals, definitely on the pricier end, but the amount of chemicals consumed to produce, you know, even a ton of fabric, the ratio, if I recall correctly, works out in our favor. So, building this fabric factory might actually be our saving grace. If we take a look at domestic production and consumption, import and export, we'll see that on the import side of things, maybe looking at last month, maybe looking at this year as a whole, we've spent 11,000, let's call it 12,000 rubles on fabric. If we instead take a look at the export of resources this year as a whole, well, we haven't even exported clothes once. So, can't do an immediate comparison, but where we go? 12,000, right? If we take a look at the warehouse right now, we have, let's call it 4 tons of clothes. 4 tons of clothes. If we go ahead and take a look at current prices, I mean, that's not insignificant. That's going to make us, you know, that's going to make a dent in our situation, but it's not going to overcome the cost immediately. Obviously, eventually, yes, because we've discussed the ratio of production cost to sales cost, but why don't we cut out that production cost at least even slightly? Yes, folks, I'm talking about building the fabric factory, but we're not going to build it over here. I actually made a bit of a mistake while planning this this chain. There's a much more efficient way to do this. So let's go ahead and demolish the fabric factory, because you're not going to go down over there. And let's also go ahead and, well, we're going to have to demolish this. We're going to have to demolish that, but it can wait. Because maybe I won't. I'm being critical of myself before I actually need to, but I'm fairly confident that we'll need to demolish that. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and place this fabric factory in a new location. That will allow us to have a direct connection, not to the clothing factory, but to this warehouse. Because what we're going to do is we're going to bring chemicals and crops in from this warehouse. Then we're going to go ahead and deliver fabric to this warehouse. And then the fabric will then be daisy-chained over to the clothing factory. So, connecting to the warehouse is actually going to be to our benefit. Now, it looks like I'm actually able to make this connection. That is a surprise. I was not expecting that at all. We'll want to make sure that sewage is pointing in that direction and water is pointing in that direction. Yes, okay, that's good. Oh my goodness, I might actually be able to do this. Are you kidding me? Alright, let's go ahead and right from center this. See if we can't actually do this. Now the issue is I don't think I'm gonna build a pump. I think I might be able to connect to that. Nah, probably not. Okay, hang on a second. Where's my fabric factory? Trying to see what all I need to flatten. It's a bit more flattening up top there. What if I go up instead of down? What if I go up instead of down? How will that work? Will that work, rather, I guess is the question. Or will it break the connection to the warehouse, which I suspect will be the case. Hey, money's actually looking alright right now. Okay. Look at that. In the green for May right now. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Ah, yes, it's that initial export of clothes. God, it makes us so much money. It's so nice to see. It's so nice to see. Alright, but let's stay on task over here to make sure that the difference between cost and revenue is much bigger. So, yeah, this adjustment breaks that connection, eh? Alright, fair enough. Let's undo that with great haste. Unless we can do this. Find another kind of solution here. Because trying to save kind of long-term investment here. Thought I saw it flash green. Yeah. A bit of flattened terrain. I can do that. All right. Almost done here. And if it takes too much longer, I'll edit this terraforming out. I promise. But it shouldn't be that much longer. We just need that corner, I think. Too close to existing building. Oh, that one need flat terrain. Still that little corner at the bottom there. Right, height from center. This will hopefully do it. Or allow me to kind of like do it while trying to place the building. Yes, flatten please. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, so get the connection like so. Let's make sure we're actually facing the right direction there. And pop you down. Alright. So we've got this direct connection over here. We're going to want to go ahead and get a footpath connection. Unfortunate that I have to kind of jimmy like this. It's not the end of the world, but it isn't the prettiest. I can do this instead. It just means that people have to technically walk a little bit further to get to the factory, but I think that's alright. Let's see what this looks like. So, yes, you will still be able to reach from the bus stop, so that's all well and good. The road connection needs to be built, though, so let's go ahead and... No. Cancel demolition. That was... And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, you use these specific cancellation tools to prevent exactly that from happening. My goodness. Okay, cancel footpath. Let's pull you back a little bit. And let's go ahead and make a gravel road, actually. Because, again, we don't have to import anything when building gravel roads. We are safe from any costs because we're able to provide gravel ourselves, right? Yeah, 354 tons. That means we're going to not just build this out of gravel, but we're going to upgrade quite a few roads to gravel roads as well. Let's go ahead and, yeah, put a bit of a curve there, because... How does it look straight out? I guess that's okay. I tend to do this kind of a thing. It's so much longer if I do. That's inefficient. By about 3 tons of gravel. We're fine. Alright, let's do that. Let's go ahead and get our footpath here. Hopefully you'll connect. Oh, come on, really? Alright, if it's going to be jank either way, I might as well just kind of do this kind of a thing. Or... try and pull you out like that, so I can hook you up like this. Beautiful. That's a bit nicer, I think. Alright. This is a connection to what? Oh, the sewage switch. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, these are all important connections. Let's not break them. But on the topic of important connections, let's go ahead and make sure we can make this one. So, I would like a big sewage pipe. And I would like a clean... Yes, connection. Oh, thank God. I'm glad I didn't decide to demolish this right off the bat. I'm glad I had some confidence in our previous work. So that's good. That's good. I'm glad the sewage can kind of make that bump and then make its way down to these things that need to be built as well. In fact, why weren't they built previously? Oh, I think I know why. I think I know exactly why. Yep. Alright. Go ahead and fix that. Hook you up like that, and hook you up like this. Yep. That's our switch. This is our pump. So these will get built right away. Hopefully, I'll keep an eye out for it. This is all well and good. This will get built. This will start God, it's tempting to just build this out of dirt just to make sure this happens a little bit faster. But no, I think we'll leave this be. Time can start moving forward again. Let's go ahead and start construction of planned infrastructure. Oh, and before I forget, because I absolutely did, or would have, I suppose, let's go ahead and get that water flow coming through as well, right? Because without this, there will be no fabric. Building in the way, that's fine. We should be able to build around it. So, straight line like so. And then straight line like so. Cool. And the pump should be applying enough pressure, because I do believe that's, yeah, a bit of an uphill journey. But I think we'll be okay. Hopefully, we'll find out soon enough, I guess. But yes, let's go ahead and commission this as well. So, it's going to be pretty expensive, right? There's a lot of steel involved here. There's 5.5 tons here. There's 16 tons here. It's going to be very expensive. But one thing I want to do is stem the bleeding from the continuous import of steel when we don't need it. So, going to go ahead and lower this to, let's say, 13 tons. And what that means is as the steel gets used for these various construction projects, they won't instantly be replaced. Because I don't need it immediately, because I'm not going to be doing massive construction projects back to back. So this should provide us some additional relief as well. Again, like I've said time and time again, austerity measures. Now, this is actually looking a lot better than I would have anticipated. And I think I'm about to take a bit of a risk over here. Now we're going to import fabrics fairly soon, and that's going to cause a bit of a dent. But, alright, if we cross 20k again, I'm going to make a bit of a move that will pay long-term dividends, but it'll hurt in the short term, but I think the long-term dividends are well worth it. So, just checking here, this construction is happening, yes. This construction is also happening, beautiful. You know what I should do, actually? Here's what I should do. I should tell these guys to not automatically go after roads. Anybody that has a bus... Anybody that has a bus should not automatically go after roads, because we don't need people to do this construction. Paths? Do we need people for footpaths? Might do. The reason why we don't need people is because an excavator can do all the work. So we get the gravel, which we are able to get. There is this one construction office, which I guess has to be assigned. Let's take a look at you, buddy. Wait, how are you getting people? What vehicle are you using to bring people over? Either way, point being, we should now be able to simply do this without the need for people, which means people will continue to come to the bus platform in droves, get taken to this stop over here, and then down to this stop to go over to the clothing factory. I would very much like to see the results of our adjustments. So 34 workers coming through right now. Only a handful of them should be hopping off over here. We have crossed that 20k threshold, so let's go ahead and make that move I was talking about, which pertains to, yes, folks, let's go ahead and work towards exporting even more oil. Get one of these cisterns coming through. Yes, that hurts. Yes, it takes us from the green right back to the red, or I should say from the black to the red, but I think it'll be fine. Just a couple of shipments of oil to fix that. Really, you're gonna come here first. I'm gonna prioritize this. And let's go ahead and actually double time it, because I think everything's in order right now. We're going to go ahead and actually do some more upgrading. Let's get road coming out this way. Go ahead and hook you up like that, sure. And let's go ahead and upgrade this road section. And this road section. Cool. That should be helpful, just in speeding up the rate at which oil is delivered. But again, we have the bypass. Sorry, the bypass in place for the time being. Damn, that's actually okay. This is looking all right. It's looking all right. We've got our factory connection over here, almost done already. Good stuff. Oh yeah, there we go. There's our delivery. And you can see the excavator is working away, and we don't need any people over here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. How are we looking down over here? Yeah, fabric's going to come through shortly. Clothing's being produced at a decent rate. I think this back and forth is working quite nicely. And let's just take a quick look over here. Make sure we have clothes, electronics, food, meat, booze. Good stuff. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. All right. Pretty pleased. Pretty pleased, actually. I mean, this number is lower now than it was when this episode began, but for a time it was higher. And the reason why it's lower is because we're investing in, well, in our situation. Missing fabric. Oh, that's not good. Where is... Yes. He's on his way over. He's going to scoop some up. He's going to drop some off. Yeah, see... I should just pick up... Yeah, okay, hang on a second. Just load fabric from the old spot. Thing is, my initial thought was when he comes down here to export clothes, he'll just pick up fabric and then make his way over. But the reality is that small truck is doing such a good job that this guy never has to come down here. So in fact, let's actually get rid of the Al Balatakia large customs house in its entirety. And then for the rare occasion... For the rare occasion where there's an issue, we'll drop the clothes off at Kurvarud. But yeah, see, that was a hefty expense. We're down to 8k. Anyway, on the topic of 8k, here's something we invested 8k in. Let's get you to head over to this spot here, load up on oil, and actually shift that oil up over here instead. I believe this is slightly shorter, but beyond that, it's a much cleaner road. Until we upgrade some of these roads, it'll be a lot faster, I think, to go up there. And in fact, we are able to measure. If I recall correctly, there is a measuring tool. And what you can do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could probably be much rougher than this, to be honest. I can go ahead and do this kind of a thing. And I can say, all right, this is 2.1 kilometers, right? So let's go ahead and back that up and check this direction. So that was 2.1 kilometers. This is definitely going to be a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, almost 3 kilometers, my goodness. So quite a bit of fuel wasted with some of these exports, but hey, you live and you learn. Let's go ahead and make sure that we make this change. So you're... so what's the best way to do this? Set line, the one that goes to Kurvarud instead. Yeah. That'll be faster. And then we have our friend here, who should be going to Kurvarud instead as well. Alright. Okay, that should be good. Well, hopefully, we'll see. One thing I like to do from time to time is take a look at, sorry, not this screen, but this screen to see what's going on. Now we won't be able to see, well, what I could do is I could say cisterns instead. If I can find them. Not water cistern. Would oil tank do the trick? Yeah, there you go. And I can kind of spot where these trucks all are. And if you actually do it through the resources, you'll notice with this truck, as soon as he picks up some oil, you'll be able to see the movement of that oil. And this kind of gives you an idea of like, okay, well, here's where they all are at any given time. There's 11.2 tons on its way out. But he's making his way over. Yeah, it's going to be so much faster once this road has been built. Oh, okay. A little too low. Little... Oh, I can go lower. Okay, that's cool. That's cool, that's neat. What's the situation over here? We've got our crane, we've got a couple of workers. Construction offices, let's get you in there as well. Do we need excavators and stuff? Yeah, we're doing groundwork, so could help. Oh no, why'd the crane leave? Don't leave. We still need you. But what's the deal up over here? I mean, these guys are slowly being built as well. This bit's been built, excellent. This is almost done. This is almost done. Okay. We're good, we're good. Plenty of fabric. Oh, you know what's probably happening? Is a lot of workers are probably distracted by the construction site. So let's reduce... yeah, now, like so. Yeah. Reduce the number of workers that can come from outside of a construction office down to 0. This means that all workers that come here must be delivered by a construction office. They can't be from a nearby bus stop or anything. So this should be quite helpful. What's the deal here? I guess it's just that all these construction offices bringing workers from these spots. You know what? Here. For the time being, workers can come from Albalutakia. Because the export of... the production and export of clothes is so vital to the nation. I will go ahead and bring workers in from foreign Soviet friends for the time being. You know, I just realized. Okay, good. I was like, I can't recall if I checked all the connections. It looks like we're fine. Looks like we're fine. Okay. Operating without issues. Yeah, I think a lot more workers are going to start coming through, and that'll just increase the rate at which we're producing clothes, and that'll increase the rate at which we're making money. All right. I do sincerely hope you guys are enjoying watching our journey here, our, well, hopeful recovery. This is going to bother me. I wish I hadn't noticed that this wasn't exactly straight, but you know what? The sacrifices we make for the health of the nation. We'll be fine. I'll forget about it eventually when our nation, you know, spreads across this expanse. I'll forget about it eventually. But yeah, let me. I don't think I mentioned exactly why I wanted this direct connection, as opposed to doing a connection along these lines. It might be pretty obvious, so I apologize if I'm stating the obvious. But for those of you who are still learning the game, basically, if you use these factory connections, these crossroads, you need to get a garage. If you get a garage, you need to get forklifts. And yes, I can shift forklifts from one forklift garage to the other instead of buying new ones. So that's an option, sure. But you still need to get fuel for these forklift garages, and that can get quite expensive. So by avoiding that, we've reduced the cost of, again, producing fabrics and clothes. But beyond that, there's actual movement. It's not like goods teleport. You actually have to pick things up and drop them off, and pick things up and drop them off and go back and forth. Whereas with the direct connection, it doesn't visualize that element. It's assumed that it's extremely efficient connections. Maybe it's, I don't know, conveyor belts or some other form of automation, but you don't need the fuel, you don't need the forklifts, and you don't need the, or you don't suffer, I should say, the time delay either. So all in all, it's quite advantageous. Are we... Well, don't bring workers if we don't have all the resources. What's the deal over here? I still got plenty of steel here. 18 tons. We only need 16 tons worth, so we should be okay. Where are all my vehicles? All the construction here has been completed. Yeah, excellent. This water pipe has been laid down as well. Beautiful. So what's the deal? Where are all my resources? Got some boards. Okay, everyone's headed over. Okay, taking their sweet time. I guess it just shifted into this next phase of construction. We're doing all right. Oh no, we're not. Well, I'm gonna have to check. They didn't catch if we hit 0. But if we did hit 0, we would have instantly seen people complaining about power outages. Which we're not. Okay, so I think we were okay. But either way, I'll take a look and see if we actually hit that that golden 0, as it were. Because that would not be great. That would not be great. Take a quick look at something here. It's not that expensive to bring workers in. So it's not like that's breaking us. Oh, there we go. There's a bit of a bump from export. And there's a bit of a negative from export as well. The wastewater situation, yes, I would like to solve that at some point. I also really hope to see oil do more for us. This construction is almost completed. Almost. Once that's done, we'll see, I think, a significant change. What's the deal with water? Okay, so we are starting to see water get drained from time to time. But the 2 trucks that are operating right now, I think, are doing the trick. I think or the 3 trucks that are operating are managing just fine. Buddy, let's send you over here. I don't think we need you active right now. I think the 2 trucks are probably doing the job. We'll keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out just in case. But I think the 2 trucks are probably doing the job. What's the deal here? Let's get you involved. That should do the trick. And it should make a pretty significant difference as well. Oh crap, we've definitely hit that 0 now. Yikes. And you know what? We don't get the immediate notification. I used to think it was immediate, but... Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's basically immediate. Oh, ho, 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 this is not good. All right, hang on. What are we importing right now? Chemicals? Ooh, this is not good. Where's my little truck? Okay, good. He just dropped clothes off. That'll get us a bit of a runway, but happiness dropped pretty fast there. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. We're doing okay. I think. Don't know how much I'm going to regret this project here. We do need to start, though, loading... When we get to Albalatakia, load... Crops. Yeah, and at Ashkakal, go ahead and unload crops. I know what I'm going to do. Where'd the little friend go? I was hoping I'd be able to spot him, but had to do this instead. Alright, buddy. We're going to add a new stop. And that is this warehouse, where you will also drop off chemicals. Let's make your way over to the warehouse right now. And what that's going to do is that's going to ensure that we have... maybe not that many. Yeah, that's going to ensure that we have chemicals first at the water treatment plant, where it's essential, and then at the warehouse, where it's also essential. And then from the warehouse, it'll go to the fabric factory. So right now, all right, there you go. We've dropped off some chemicals. Where is the supply of crops? Oops. Yeah, he's bringing some crops in right now. Cool. And that should be a steady flow. Crops and chemicals in, clothes out. That should be a steady flow. And this isn't looking too shabby either. We're almost done. Just a little bit more steel, a little bit more mechanical components, and we should be good. Those will unfortunately be tremendously expensive. Well, steel, we've still got enough, so that's good. We've still got enough. That's good. Mechanical components we'll need importing, though. Okay. Oh my goodness, folks. Oh my goodness. Stressing over here, stressing. But it's okay. It's okay. We shall persevere. What is up with you, buddy? Come on. Is there no dumper among these, No, there's a dumper right here. Whoa. Go dump a thing. I legitimately don't know why this isn't, being built. Sign these guys as well and see if that does the trick. Or I can, like, demolish that piece and rebuild it. There we go. No, don't bring workers first. Alright, where is... I legitimately don't know what the deal is here. Suspend construction. Continue construction. Let's see if that changes the game's mind. We'll keep an eye out for it. Meanwhile, over here, great progress. Any second now. Sun sets on the day and rises perhaps on our... Nope, we're still waiting for mechanical components. God damn it. That 100% is faking us out. It's alright, it's alright. It's alright. It'll get there shortly. But yeah, this thing. I'll wait for this construction to be completed, I suppose, but... it's hurting us right now. Alright, I'll wait. I can be that patient. This should make a pretty significant difference, actually. Now, the interesting thing is going to be the movement of people from this bus stop. Because now they're going to be split. Right now, these 19 workers, for example, are all going down to... well, most of them are going down here. Some of them are headed over to the prison to act as wardens. But, you know, the rest are coming down here. Once this is built, it'll be further divided attention. Which means we'll need even more people coming through and perhaps even fewer people working at the brick factory. But we're almost out of bricks, actually, so I don't know if that's a good idea either. Man, currently wondering where I'd be if I hadn't bought that additional cistern. And let's just do a quick check over here. Yeah, water's looking fine. In fact, I think even one truck could probably do the trick, but we'll leave it to 2 for now. We'll leave it to 2. Plenty of crops, plenty of chemicals. Looking good, looking good. Let's actually go ahead and reduce how many chemicals we want. So let's say 2. Let's say 2. Because I don't want to import such a significant number and invest so much in chemicals before the production of fabric and clothes actually happens. I just need a couple of workers here. Yeah, we got 4 coming through. That should do the trick. We are staying just barely afloat. But we are staying afloat. And I wonder if I get one of the construction office buses assigned to this line to make sure people aren't just sitting at the bus platform waiting, because that might be happening right now. That might be happening right now. And that would not be ideal. Oh, the workers have arrived, and so has the ability to produce fabric. Yeah, water's coming through. We've got our sewage tank connection. We'll have access to all the resources we need over here. Yep. We'll actually drain the crops pretty quickly. 20 tons per day for maximum production. My goodness. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Workers have arrived. There we go. Beautiful. So, fabric is now being produced. Clothing is being produced. All this is happening locally. We are still not going to... or should I? So I was going to say, I'm not going to block the import of fabrics. Because... what if something happens and our local production stops. And then we end up with an empty warehouse. So I think what I'll do is tell our friends here to load up on fabrics. And at warehouse number 2, we're already at 10%. Okay. Okay, I think we keep those numbers as they are and just keep an eye on the situation. But this should help. Oh, have we reached homeostasis? I think we have. Yes. Okay, cool. So now fabric production is happening faster than fabric consumption, despite the production of clothes. And again, it's a matter of the ratio of workers between these buildings. But that's good. That's good. Excellent. Meanwhile, that little truck is on his way to make us another 3,000 rubles. Oh god, get there faster, buddy. Now, what was that recent import? Must have been fabric. Which is fine, we need it. Hopefully that'll be among our last, times importing fabric, hopefully. Looking good. More people working here. Alright, I think we reassign one of those buses. Alright, this is feeling good. Yeah, these people have been waiting for so long. I can guarantee you there's a bunch of people who would have gone to work but didn't because of timing. Oh, now this is a good busload of people. All right, let's get the vehicle here assigned. The reason for that is because we rarely use the demolition office, and when the time comes, we can go ahead and reassign this this bus. But in the meantime, yeah, let's go ahead and assign it to this line. Where are my lists of lines? Not the waterworks workers, but this one. Yep. So go ahead and set it to this vehicle. Get you started right away. And view line details, let's rename you to the, I think like the Austerity Industrial Loop. I think that does the trick. And hopefully we see just a better throughput of workers now. Now granted, this was a little premature, I suppose. Hopefully line spacing kicks in to help out. I believe I have line spacing active here. Yep. That'll kick in to help out. And let's just see. 39 workers, a handful dropped off here. Yeah, bricks are being produced at an alright rate as long as construction isn't happening. Coal consumption is looking okay. These guys can stay resting over here. But I do think it's time perhaps to upgrade some of these roads that these buses use to again help stay on top of our production capabilities. See, what makes me nervous is when this number isn't growing. If even for a split second it stays stagnant, it means our balance is off, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Where are you headed, buddy? Okay, you just dropped the chemicals off, eh? Yeah, just dropped them off. Again, it's a very small truck. Crops are coming through very slowly as well. Oh, no, here comes a load right now. Okay, maybe that's an alright rate then. If we're able to stay on top of it. As you're headed out, about 1,600 rubles worth. Yeah, so this number needs to go higher. Oh, don't tell me you're going to get gas first. I need to place these gas stations a little differently. Go get gas. And hopefully straight to bus stop too. For those 37 workers. Another 20 workers there. Another 17 workers there. Another 36 here. This thing, still not being built. What did I do to deserve this? Go ahead and demolish this section specifically. Cancel demolition. Now let's get this fresh gravel road placed there. Start construction. And let's hope that does the trick. Something's got to give. Yeah, there we go. Construction office assigned. There we go. Beautiful. That's all I wanted. That's all I ever wanted. Alright, alright. Are we going to be back in the green for once? Ooh, happiness has dropped a bit. Ah, alcohol. Alright, hang on a second. We got to solve this. And here's how we'll do it. Buddy here. Can't believe we're repurposing our construction office vehicles. You, my good friend, are going to head on over to here. Just for one round of delivering alcohol. Keep the people happy. Because that is a big hit. That is a very big hit, and I'm just waiting. God, did that really just happen? Yup. The slow trickle upwards. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. That's okay, we're fine. It's inevitable, as I've been saying. I wonder if we can keep it below double digits, the number of escapes. Now let's go ahead and drop this alcohol off. Very low, so we're going to probably purchase some. Do we really need 20 tons of alcohol at any given time? Probably not. Let's set it to 10. Close. Down to 5. Sure. And now you can head back to here. Because I imagine this will last a fair bit of time. Alright, and how are we looking over here? Somewhat slow, I suppose. Now that can't be because we're ever running out of fabrics, because fabrics is topped up right now. In fact, fabrics are backed up right now. We have 6 extra tons just waiting at the fabric factory. We got to get more workers at the clothing factory. Very tempting to bring foreign workers into the clothing factory. Just to boost these numbers a bit. And in hindsight, I wonder if that extra bus is a bane, not a boon. Well, maybe some upgraded roads will do the trick. Oh, hello. That's a larger number than usual. What is happening here? This refuses to be built for some reason. Alright. We'll keep it dirt for now. And cancel this connection. I wonder if it's because of that connection, but at least now we're mostly okay. Alright, let's do... Let's do that. Just upgrade for me. I want to see what happens here. I want to see what happens here. Like, what's up? You're gonna come through. Yeah, you're gonna get as much gravel as you need. Because the last time we were looking, it didn't even have gravel. It's like the gravel never arrived. This time around, hopefully, that'll be different. I forgot how slow this vehicle is. I was expecting it to pick up the pace once it hit the gravel road, but no, its maximum speed, I think, is the same as the dirt road. Yeah, if these vehicles could just not have to take that detour, if they could just get this gap filled in. Or does it have to be people here? For some reason, it's not bringing an excavator over. Maybe I'm being foolish there. All right, fair enough. That's fine. Let's at the same time though upgrade some of these roads. I know we've been calling for it for a very long time. I know you've been calling for it for a very long time, but I think it's finally time to pull the trigger here. Let's upgrade this section first, because that'll provide a bypass when this is being upgraded. And I would like to upgrade this section as well, but I think we'll need bypasses before we can do that. Actually, if I connect you like this... Might be able to do this. Connect you like so. Trade you. And you. And you. Because right now we have this bypass. Yeah, that should be okay. Cool. Hey, would you look at that? Enough to purchase another cistern. Alright, now we're talking. Oh, look in here. Alright, good stuff. Out of crops. Can't produce more fabric, but we have a bunch left to go. Buddy's coming through with crops right now. I wonder if I swap trucks. I wonder if I assign this truck to the construction office and the other truck to this import-export job. Might not be a terrible idea. Go through. It's not like we have that many clothes to export at any given time, though. Not yet. Yeah, maybe this third bus was a bad idea. Or maybe I need even more buses. Because those 29 or so people were just waiting idly. And now this guy's coming through with like 49 workers. Really huge load mower, okay. I wonder if I just get more workers coming here from another adjacent building. Starving. Well, people are going to start leaving because they're starving for no good reason then. We're up to 8 now. Well, so much for trying to keep it below double digits. Why are people starving? Who is unable to get food? Even the prison is food. Has no wardens. Oh man, well that's not great. People are still making their way over, but... We'll need to figure that out. I mean, this is on its way, because it was down to 64, right? So it's technically on its way back up. But I don't like seeing people starving. Unable to practice sports, unable to enjoy culture. Some of you have suggested introducing some variety. That's probably not a bad idea. And up over here, ah, good stuff. So maybe it was just a matter of waiting for people to show up. And that was our demise. There we go. That should be a ton faster now. Buddy. View line details. No. You don't leave until you're fully loaded. None of this 9.8 tons. You wait for the full 11. You wait for the full 11. And would you look at that? August is almost done. And we're actually in the black. My goodness. Okay, alright. You know what? We might actually have a chance here. Missing crops is going to hurt us. Because it means workers are coming through and idling. That was 60 workers that are idling for a moment. This is good. You know what, buddy? You go ahead and do your export. View line details. Set line to vehicle. Alright, let's go ahead and assign you up here. Where'd you go? View line details. Set line to vehicle. Go. Go ahead and start. And that should just help keep the fabric flowing just that much faster. Meanwhile, you... It's 139 tons of cargo. Okay. Or 139 rubles worth of cargo. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and wait for you to drain your crops. And I'll dump the 18 rubles worth. So I'm going to go ahead and send you over to here. And yeah, discard that cargo. We don't need it. Cool. That keeps this place functional, and it makes sure that we're moving more resources. Now we're gonna have a bit of a gap because he's coming here first to pick up some clothes, and I would have preferred maybe he pick up some crops at first, but that's okay. A small bump. We're back at double digits, folks. We are back at double digits. I'm so pleased right now. And of course, as I start celebrating, we get pulled down. But no, that is definitely worth celebrating considering the situation we were in just, last month, I guess. So that's huge. That is huge. And I'm trying to figure out what the next steps are. We can't afford bringing in a whole load of immigrants, but perhaps we can bring some in and send them over to this bus platform to help. That might not be a terrible idea. This upgrade has been completed, and that's certainly proving fruitful because it's already being used. Buses, by the way, are not going top speed because of line spacing. That's why they adjust their speed to make sure there's enough of a gap. You can see that's why he's dropping down to 50 and stuff. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Holy crap! Bricks are coming. Boats are coming. Boats are going. Fabric's coming. Everything's looking pretty good. No way. No way. Another 1,600. We take a look at our exports. Oil is making us bank. Last month they made 8K. This month 6.9. That's just a couple of shipments difference, right? About to drop some more clothes off too. And I want to check one more thing here real quick. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Beautiful. Beautiful. But I wanted to check as September comes. Last month versus the month prior. So there has been a bit of a hit to our productivity. And for oil as well. That's interesting. Why so much of a drop? So much more wastewater production. Actually, so much less wastewater production. Well, this is interesting. Okay, a couple of interesting things there. But what I really want to look at is import. Last month, chemicals was 21, crops was 15, so that's about 30, let's call it 36. The month before that, fabric was 79. Very, very satisfied with our investments here, folks. Very satisfied with our investments as we go to ship another 1,400 rubles worth of clothes out. I hope you enjoyed this session as we surpass the number that we actually started this session with. If I recall correctly, I might be forgetting because of the trauma of hitting negatives, but folks, my goodness, I can't believe it. We're doing okay. I mean, yes, this just dropped by 8% because people are now drinking alcohol again, I guess. But overall, I can't believe we are looking like we're on the road to recovery. Just want to take a quick look over here. 8 escapes. Let's see if we can't keep it at that. Folks, if you enjoyed this session, you know what to do. Please don't hesitate to keep letting me know by leaving those likes and comments down below. I mean, maybe drop a like just for this recovery, right? Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Like I said, we shall persevere. Folks, as always, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly, much like our economy. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.